Hello everyone, after holding this video off for some time now, I'm here to give you what if Wonder Woman was in Green Lantern, the animated series. Finally ran out the Justice League so we can get ready for the Justice League video in January. Finally. Now, let's start, shall we? Basically, I'm going to imagine Hal and the gang going to Gateway City, which is where Wonder Woman is currently living in. Or at least, as right now, she's Diana Prince because they don't know she's Wonder Woman. Why did they go to Gateway City? Well, let's just assume that one of the Red Lanterns ended up there. Likely Atrocitus. And they're on the case. And when they try to find Atrocitus, they don't find Atrocitus. Guess who they find instead? Cheetah! Surprise right there. And of course, Diana is seeing the news Cheetah is causing with finding some space-based heroes, and she's at a job in a museum, and of course she tells her boss that she's gonna have to leave early, or better yet, she's gonna have to help someone, and of course her boss just lets her, and little does he know she's actually leaving to stop the threat. Yes, he doesn't know that she's Wonder Woman. Now, after some fight with Cheetah, when all hope seems lost, someone with a blue cape appears and even recognizes Cheetah because she would have brought up her name, and that's right, it's Wonder Woman. It would be safe to say that Wonder Woman and Cheetah have had a history prior to where we are right now. And of course, she and Cheetah fight, and it ends with Wonder Woman, of course, defeating Cheetah, thanks to the help of Hal. Now, who could I picture as Wonder Woman? I'd say Nicole Oliver, given that there's fan art of Princess Celestia as Wonder Woman. It kind of fits, honestly. And of course, Green Lantern, the game, would have heard of Wonder Woman, thanks to Martian Manhunter, which Diana finds interesting. She would then take the gang home, and she has Donna Troy, played by Christina V, and her brother Jason as like her adopted children. Now the question is, how did Donna and her brother Jason end up in Diana's custody? I'm going to say sometime after their parents died, after Donna and Jason's parents were killed. They were living on the streets and they were attacked by some villain like Angle Man. And then Diana came to save them. And she took them in as her children. And whenever Diana's not with her adopted children, she's in her room, often looking at her old family pictures. Because there's a sad truth. What is it? It all had to do with her adopted sister, Arzria. Yes, Arzria, played by Grey Delisle, from the DCAU, is adapted here. She and Diana didn't have a bad beginning. They got along well when they were younger. But little did Arzria know, Diana was going to be Hippolyta's successor, the future Queen of Themyscira. And when she found out she was adopted, she confronted Hippolyta about favoring Diana. It'd be kind of like Loki manipulating and confronting Odin over his real heritage. In the end, Arzria does manipulate Hippolyta, and Hippolyta, of course, banishes Diana to man's world. That sounds familiar to Thor, doesn't it? Basically, Diana is left in Gateway City where she met Steve Trevor. This probably would have happened during the Second World War. And of course, she's been in hiding since the Second World War. Didn't reemerge until like a year prior to the events of the story. She likely reemerged when Donna and Jason were being cornered by Angleman and some criminals. And she's also in a relationship with someone that reminds her of Steve Trevor, or at least one of Steve Trevor's relatives. And she's made her goal to get back to Themyscira, but is unable to do so. Meanwhile, at Themyscira, Hippolyta's feeling regret over her decision to banish Diana, her biological daughter. She couldn't believe she was forced to make a decision like this. If I could picture as Hippolyta, I'd say maybe Julian more. But Erzria feels like her time as the future Queen of Themyscira should come soon. And who gave her the information about her real heritage? I know some of you may be thinking it's Ares. No. This is Cersei, played by Kate Blanchett, who gave Erzria the truth about her heritage. And Cersei could appear every now and then when Erzria is alone. And I could picture their relationship being like Palpatine and Darth Vader from Star Wars. Cersei's like Palpatine and Erzria's like, Anakin. And of course, Diana's aunt took Erzria to Diana when she was a child and Hippolyta because Erzria needed a family. I think it's safe to assume that Erzria was left orphaned because her parents were killed. Back with Diana in the game, she has a discussion with Hal over why she's in her room whenever she's not with Donna and Jason. And then they discover that Diana is Wonder Woman. Jason and Donna know this because reasons. But what Jason doesn't know is that Donna is actually Wonder Woman's sidekick, Wonder Girl. There's then reports of Cheetah and Angleman attacking and robbing banks, which then causes Diana to suit up again. And of course, this time she takes Donna with her, while Jason is left behind with someone like Razor. And then they end up at the bank where Cheetah and Angleman are currently at and confront those two, and then they would end up defeating the two. However, someone is watching. And then Diana returns home while Hal and the gang discuss who was watching them. Later the next day, someone comes at Diana's home, and Diana is curious, and then Diana lets the stranger in, but the stranger seems familiar. And then this turns out to be Erzria. Diana couldn't believe this. And essentially they get into a bit of a fight, but Erzria wins and kidnaps Diana. She does this in a way to make sure she doesn't wake up Jason and Donna, her adopted nephew and niece. Hal would try to figure out what the commotion was, but he catches the person that's carrying Diana with her. Donna and Jason wake up, but they don't find Diana anywhere. And then Donna leaves Jason home and basically reveals that she's Wonder Girl to her brother, in which Hal couldn't believe, but trust Jason to be with Steve and Ida Kennedy while they go and rescue Diana. Diana would then wake up on Themyscira where she meets Cheetah, Cersei, and Erzria. And of course, Wonder Woman and Erzria have that one scene where Thor is kind of like joking around with Surtur in Thor Ragnarok, except given that Diana is a bit more serious than Thor, she doesn't crack as much jokes, but Erzria finds this interesting because she's seen a side of Diana she's never really shown. But little does Diana know, the reason why Erzria wasn't Queen of Themyscira is because Hippolyta knew that was Diana's destiny, and Erzria was forbid, and so makes it her goal to kill their mother, quote unquote. And then it's like, oh no. Yes, Diana is forced to save her mother. And basically, little do the villains know, Hal and the gang have arrived, but with backup from Star Sapphire. And apparently, they face some of the guards who were corrupted, and after taking down a lot of the guards, they then break into the palace where Diana and the villains and Hippolyta are. And apparently, Angleman and Chia try to take down Hal in the game, but they fail. This then leads to the final battle. Essentially, Diana breaks free of her chains and then grabs her sword, and then she and Erzria fight. It would be like the final battle between Thor and Loki in the first Thor movie, but epic. Yes, Diana is saving her mother from being killed, while Cersei and Cheetah deal with Hal in the game, but Cheetah's defeated first. However, Cersei's a nightmare for the game because she overpowers Razor and Aya. Even overpowers Star Sapphire, which leads with Carol with an injured arm. And so Hal kind of sits out to help with Carol's injured arm. Even Donna. Diana's in shock to see Donna there, but she decides to discuss this with Donna when the fighting is done. And then in the end, Diana manages to defeat Erzria. Erzria begs Diana to kill her, and when Diana raises her sword, she puts it next to Erzria's head. And then she chuckles while Erzria chuckles, and then Diana takes the sword out and then points it at Erzria. It's kind of like that one scene in the Minecraft movie where Steve has Malgosha cornered, and of course Erzria tried to attack Diana, but obviously she fails. That was also one of my favorite parts of the Minecraft movie, but enough. Eventually, Cersei and Erzria are placed into custody, and then Diana has a moment with her mother, where Hippolyta congratulates Diana for saving her and her home. And then she and Diana share a hug. A bittersweet reunion at best. In the end, Diana makes it her mission to not only protect Themyscira, her home, but Gateway City, in which she reveals Donna to Hippolyta, and then even talks about, Jason. And Hippolyta accepts Diana's wish to not only protect Themyscira but Gateway City and her family she made at that city. In the end, Hal and the gang drop Diana and Donna back home. Where they reunite with Steve, Ida, and Jason. And of course, Diana waves goodbye, and then Hal waves goodbye as well. And then the gang leave. And of course, we have now completed the founding members of the Justice League. That's what if Wonder Woman was in Green Lantern the animated series. Now, why didn't I include Ares? I feel like it'd be better safe for a Wonder Woman show in this universe. Now, could Wonder Woman have had her own show in this universe? Yes, she definitely could have. But don't worry, that will be my DCMA universe. Because in January, we're going to discuss the Justice League. Like, what if the Justice League were in Green Lantern, the animated series? I'm sure you all knew that this was building up to that moment. It has indeed. Are you all excited for what if the Justice League were in Green Lantern, the animated series? I like to hear in the comments down below. Anyways, I will see you all later.